Well, that was ugly. That was ugly. That did not go well at all. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? There's not much to say in regards to our blowout loss to the 49ers once again here in the regular season. But we'll get to that here in a little bit. But I wanted to start off with the most important news of the day, and that has to do with our star wide receiver Cooper Kupp, who is without question the best player we have on offense and arguably the best player on the team. Him and Aaron Donald, I would say, are probably 1A, 1B. And he suffered a bit of an ankle injury. It was kind of a crazy situation. All right, he was in late in the game. He went down, and he was on the field for a little bit, and it did not look good. It did not look good. But I got to tell you, we got some good news on the Cooper Cup front. So right off the bat, he's expected to play this Sunday against the Tampa Bay Bucks, which is good. This is good news. And the Rams should consider themselves very lucky, which I would agree with. Let's dive into this. Cup went down with an ankle injury at the end of Sunday's game, but he's expected to be okay. And according to Ian Rappaport, that Cup had a low ankle sprain. So according to Ian Rappaport, it is reported that Cup had a low ankle sprain, and McVay shared an update with the media Monday night. He said that Cup has some soft tissue swelling in his ankle, but there is no structural damage. And McVay is quoted, "I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be okay." And he expects Cup to play on Sunday against the Buccaneers. This is very good news. Very good news. So he's saying there's no structural damage, which is good. So he kind of just, from the sounds of it, he just kind of tweaked his ankle and is expected to play. Those things tend to linger. So even if he does play, I would imagine he will not. He will certainly not be 100%. But let's keep going. He was seen limping around, wrapped in the locker room. Anyway, Cup was seen limping and his ankle wrapped in the locker room Sunday. There was some serious concern about his health moving forward. That doesn't seem to be a worry now, though. Rams head coach Sean McVay said Cup is dealing with some soft tissue swelling, and nothing structural is he thinks is wrong, which is good. This is very good news. So looks like Cup is on the mend and should be expected to play. So it's kind of a kind of a kind of a kind of some good news out of Sunday. So glad that Cup is okay and he will be ready to go, hopefully, against the Bucks. So we will keep an eye on this for sure. But let's go ahead and transition a little bit, and we're gonna go ahead and move on to something interesting. Sean went ahead and explained why Ronnie Rivers started over Daryl Henderson against the 49ers. And basically, it was the flu. More or less. He says Daryl Henderson was having some breathing issues at the start of the game and was some after effects of his flu. So that's why Ronnie Rivers was the Rams' first ball carrier yesterday. If y'all noticed, Ronnie Rivers was indeed the starter yesterday and would finish with 12 touches for 36 yards. 36 yards. Let's see. Henderson entered Sunday's game with an illness that caused him to miss practice. And on Wednesday, he was limited. And with the former third round pick, he was not 100%. McVay elected to give Rivers the start ahead of Henderson. And apparently, Malcolm Brown has not really been impressing too much. And of course, Kyren Williams is not quite healthy. So that's essentially it right there. That's essentially it. Ronnie Rivers got the start because Daryl Henderson got a little bit of the flu. I thought he looked. I mean, considering the state of our run game, he looked okay. definitely not great or even good at all, but that's just something we just need to work on. But I'll touch on that here in a little bit. But I will say this: Leonard Floyd had the fifth highest pass rush win rate among edge rushers in Week 8. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Week 8 pass rush win rate. Um, there he is, number 5, Leonard Floyd at 30%. And it was not the game did not go well, but there were some positives, and Leonard Floyd played pretty well. And I gotta tell you, it was just when I thought all those guys were sandbagging it would appear Leonard Floyd came out and played pretty well. It's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. It was a tough loss. But good job to Leonard Floyd being the fifth highest pass rush, having the fifth highest pass rush win rate amongst edge rushers. Good job, man. Keep it up. It's about damn time, man. But we're gonna go ahead and finish off here with kind of taking a look at what Sean has to say in regards to the blowout loss of the 49ers. So let's go ahead and get into it. Cooper Kupp dodged a bullet, likely avoided major injury. And Sean is quoted here: "I'm not sure. That's why you wanted to try to be smart getting out of the game. And I'm kicking myself for not running the football again. But I'm hopeful that he's okay. It looked like it was his ankle." And yes, that was a very poor decision. But, I'm really not quite sure what Sean was thinking there, but it is what it is. Everyone makes mistakes. I make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Maybe next time at the end of the game, if we're getting blown out, let's go ahead and rest Kupp, because we need Kupp. Okay, Kupp is basically our entire offense right now. So if he goes down, it's not going to be pretty. So thankfully, okay, this was taken right after the game. We have since had an update, as I was just saying at the beginning of this video, that Kupp has no structural damage, and he basically just has some swelling, which is good. Okay, it's still kind of it's a painful injury to have, but in the grand scheme of things, it could have been a lot worse. So we got lucky. We got lucky there. And Cooper Kupp sends out a tweet: "No other way I know but to keep moving forward. That is why he's one of my favorites." But we're going to move on here. We're going rapid fire. Missed opportunities on both sides of the ball cost LA. And let's see what Sean is quoted here. Sean quotes: "We had a chance to be able to make a couple plays, but we didn't make it. They ended up making plays." Yeah, I would say so. We had opportunities, and I expect our guys to be able to make some of those plays, and that we didn't on both sides of the football. But we are in this together. It'll be good tape for us to be able to look at, be honest with ourselves, and then some where you just say that's part of the game, where you force a fumble and it bounces right back to them, or you pop one up and it ends up being a tip, broken pass instead of an interception. Yeah, that is true. That is true. There was a lot of wonky plays where I know Jalen had a dropped interception. There was a few times where the ball was tipped and then it landed in the hands of a 49. That is true. That is true. There was a lot of wonky plays that went in the 49ers' favor, but that by no means is why we lost the game. We lost the game because we got our asses whooped by a better football team. And I hate to say that. But it's true. So it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. But let's keep moving on. Jordan Rodriguez had a Jordan Rodriguez here from 11 Personnel Podcast had a tweet. Matthew Stafford took ownership of the Tyler Higbee drop, saying he wished he would have led him under the chin with the throw and said as much to him after the failed play on 3rd and 3. Yes, this was a huge drop in the fourth quarter, and it occurred on third down. I believe it was in the fourth quarter. Yes, and that would have gotten us the first down. Maybe even more. I know the announcers were saying he could have scored, and he probably could have. But Higby dropped it, and we punted. So it was that kind of day. It was that kind of day. So I don't blame Tyler. He's a good player. It's just it is what it is. It was that kind of a day. So it happens. Moving on. The run game remains inexcusably bad. Yes. Yes, it does. Sean is quoted here. We didn't really create any sort of movement. We didn't handle the movement that they presented. We had some different things that kind of supplemented the run game that allowed us to be able to sustain drives, whether it be screens or some of those perimeter things. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't read tonight. That we were doing, or even just kind of changing the launch point. But the run game wasn't good enough. Well, I would say so, Sean. I would say so, man. It's our run game is atrocious right now. I mean, at this point, moving on here. I mean, the offensive line. And I agree with the sentiment here. It's not going to get much better, barring a trade, which is unfortunate. We were only able to muster 56 rushing yards on 21 attempts, and that's 2.6 yards per carry. And Ronnie Rivers had 8 carries for 21 yards on the ground. God, that is so pitiful, man. That is so pitiful. And I saw on the TV that we were like ranked 31st in the run in pretty much all the running categories. Terrible. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let's see. Matthew Berry, just putting this out there, very strong hunch to lead running back for the Rams is run. Yeah, and we talked about that. Yes, Kyrene isn't back yet. Henderson had the flu, and Malcolm Brown just isn't impressing so far. So that's why Ronnie Rivers got the start. And Christian McCaffrey, the man we went after, and apparently he had the game of his life yesterday. Oh man, not what can I say? What can I say? Christian McCaffrey is a great football player, and I wish that we had him. And yes, I am a bit salty that we don't have him. I'll just admit it. Okay, I'm salty about it, but whatever. 49ers were able to get him. Good for him. And he looked very strong yesterday. We had a hard time dealing with him, so kind of sucks. They got a really good player, so we'll see how that turns out for them later in the season. But Sean is quoted here. I thought it was still a dynamic player in both instances. You could see that he's very comfortable with some of the different things they were asking of him. I thought Kyle did a great job of being able to utilize him. You could see even in some of the different ways that they activated him in the past game was a great off-schedule touchdown by he and Jimmy that they hooked up on. He did a great job of being able to read it out, one gap at a time, and get the ball where it's supposed to go. And they had good sound schemes, and they did a good job, and he's an excellent football player. Sean, boy, oh boy, Sean can say a mouthful, can he? Good Lord, Sean. That's what I can too, though. So I'm not talking trash. Um. So yeah, this is his post. He had 183 all-purpose yards. He had a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown. So he had a great game. He had a great game. What can I say? What can I to all you 49er fans? Enjoy it. Enjoy it. This is a hell of a football player. So you guys got yourself a good one. That's for sure. So not much I can say about that. But to finish off here, the Rams have aspirations of a legitimate playoff run. Things have to get better. We play the Bucks, the Cardinals, the Saints, and we should be able to get some wins off them. If not, prepare to smash the panic button with everything you have. So In conclusion, I am not ready to hit the panic button as of yet. Sunday was ugly. It did not go well. We still have a lot of issues on the team. Unfortunately, they are issues. A lot of those issues will not be resolved this season. It is something that's going to have to be addressed in the off season. So in the meantime, we are just going to have to kind of work our way around it. Work our way around it the best we can with the players that we have and see what we can do with it. But, well, we got swept by the 49ers again. It kind of sucks, but I just, it is what it is. It's over now. We got to move on. So, you know, 49er fans are going to talk their trash. Let them talk their trash. They have they have the right to do it now. Their team swept us, so it is what it is. And we just have to prepare for the Bucks. And it's I believe we can get back on track. I do. It's just it's gonna be difficult, but I think we can turn this around. So that's gonna be it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. And as always, chins up, Rams Nation. Go take a shot or something. That's what I did. So, but we'll be back. We'll be back. All right, go Rams.